So welcome back students, and let us continue with our EVS 2 lesson number 10 historic period video 2 part 2. So in the last video, that is part 1, we were studying about the important cities of the Harappan civilization, where we saw that Harappa in Punjab and Mohenjo-daro in Sindh province are the two important cities of the Harappan civilization which were discovered first. Later on, we also studied that Lothal and Dholavira, which is in Gujarat, and Kalingbana, which is in Rajasthan, these are among the famous sites. The famous site means where tourists go to visit and see are the famous sites in sites of Harappa civilization in India. So you can use the map of India which shows you have the Lothal, then you have Dholavira which is in Gujarat, then you have Kalingban which is in Rajasthan, then you have Mohenjo-daro. Here in this part you can see this is the Punjab province, which is in Mohenjo-daro is in Sindh in Punjab. Mohenjo-daro, sorry, it is in right now it is in Pakistan. Mohenjo-daro in Sindh, which is in Pakistan, and Harappa, which was in Punjab. These two are now in Pakistan, has after the division of India, Pakistan. So I hope you are clear till here. So now let us understand more about this Harappa civilization and how it flourished. Okay, so the cities of the Harappan civilization are well known for their systematic town planning. As you can see in your picture, the block divisions or the planning of the houses, they are very systematic and very well designed. The houses were built in blocks. As you can see, they were built in blocks by parallel road. Every house, gully is what we call as by parallel roads. As you can see in this picture, every house there is a parallel road which are built in blocks. Okay, that crossed each other has a right angle. Huge granaries. Granaries means where food grains were stored. Okay, so a granary is a place where food grains are stored. So huge granaries and spacious houses were the special features of these cities, as you can see in the picture. There were bathrooms and latrines in every house and a covered drainage system which indicate a concern for public hygiene. So this is how the bathrooms and latrines were being built in the Harappan houses, which were completely covered with proper drainage system for the public hygiene, for health and hygiene. Next, they were carefully constructed private and public wells. As you can see here, every house had a public, that is a private well, and a public well. Public well also, and this here, the first picture which you can see on your screen, this was called as the Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro, an open area like a pool what we have. So this was the Great Bath where males used to come and take bath. So the cities were well planned with wide street, public and private well, drainage system, bathing platforms, and water reservoirs where water could be stored. Okay, so one of the most important structure of Mohenjo-daro was the Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro in the Harappan civilization. Next, moving ahead. They were carefully constructed public and private well. These cities were divided into 2 or 4 parts. So like 2 or 4 parts means, as you can see here, and they were separated. Each part was separated with separate fortification. Fortifications means safety walls. As you can see, these walls which were built along the sides of the houses. Okay, so these walls of areas which was divided in 2 parts or 4 parts, they were been nicely covered with the fortifications, or they were separated by a safety wall. The characteristics of this Harappan civilization, the first important was the earthen pots of the Harappans. These pots were well baked. Well baked means the potters used to make the pots and they were being put in the oven, that is the bhatti jisko kehte hain na. Okay, so they were well baked. They were in red in color, the color geru jisko kehte hain, red color which was being used. They were red in color, and beautiful designs were being made on these pots. That the artisan skill. People leaves were there, people ka jhaad, people trees. So people leaves were there, fish scales were there, and various design, artistic geometrical designs were being used. So these were red in color, they were well baked, and when they were tapped, with the hands, when they were tapped, they used to produce a metallic sound. The potters, you must have seen the musicians, they play some musical tune by making use of the pot. So when they beat the pot, they produced a nice sound. Okay, so they used to produce a metallic sound. Not only this, the Harappan craftsmen were highly skilled in making bronze objects and beads, that is, you can see on your screen various ornaments, okay, which were being made with beads, precious beads, like today we have diamonds and rubies, and like similarly these were very colorful precious beads which were been available in the earth. So they used to make use of the beads or the feathers of the birds and other materials which were found in the nature. Semi-precious stones of various colors, as you can see on your screen. The next important thing about Harappan was that these things were in great demand in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, which was the beads and all this clay pots. It was also from India. They used to completely export this thing to Mesopotamia. The name of Harappa goddess, okay, god and goddess, okay, as you can see, the clay structure statues which were being made with clay, with human nature, with human structure, and animal, god of animal with human structure. So till now nobody is like clear, but they used to worship this god and goddess. Now who were the god and the goddess in the Harappa, whom they used to worship? So we know with the help of the Harappan seals and clay figurines that they worship god Pashupati, that is the gods of animal. As you can see, different animals, we have snakes, we have lion, tiger, horses, so different animal, lord of all living animals, Pashupati, and mother goddess, okay, mother goddess, which were been made with clay and were nicely baked, and even some of the gods were made with bronze. Bronze is a metal. So these were the things which was famous during the Harappan civilization. Moving ahead with the next topic in Harappan civilization is topic 10.4, the subtopic 10.4 of this lesson, the last part, sports and entertainment. Now, sports and entertainment played a very important role because people over here, what entertainment? Today we have televisions, today we have mobiles, okay, we are wasting half of the time on the mobile games. But previously, in olden days, or when your parents were there, you can ask them, children used to move out of the houses and play all the outdoor games. So during that time, the ancient civilization also, outdoor game as well as indoor games were very famous. There were some board games. Today we have chess, which is one of the board games, but chess is an ancient game which was played right from the ancient civilization in Egypt, in China, as well as in India. Then there were games like wrestling, there were games like hunting animals and various other. So let us see which were the different sports and different entertainment things which the Harappan people or the ancient Egyptian civilization and the people in the Mesopotamia, they played with. So moving ahead, there were variety of sports and means of entertainment in the ancient civilization. Hunting and wrestling were the important ones. Today we have the WWF, right? Most of the children enjoy watching WWF. That is also called as wrestling. In Hindi we call it as Kusti. Games played with the help of game boards. What we have, chess, or the children you play na snakes and ladder, saap seedi jisko kehte hai. Okay, so these were some of the game boards which were being played, and the gamesmen were also popular, which you can see on the screen. Gamesmen means the different, in Marathi we call somtya, in English we say the different dash, or today when we play the snakes and ladder or the other games, you have those different dash or the different colorful coins which have been used to play. So this is how the game boards and the different gamesmen were being used. In chess you have the elephant, the camel, the king, the queen, the other, okay, so how all these things, the gamesmen were being played. Now let us see what were the ancient Egyptian games. In ancient Egypt, people played a game that was similar to chess. This game was played with a game board and gamesmen. So this is a game board and these are the gamesmen which you can see, the dash or small dash which you can see. Okay. Now, it was known as Senet. The game which was being played, which is similar to chess, it was being called as Senet in the ancient Egyptian civilization. In ancient China also, there were many games played with board games. In China also, there were many games which are played with board games and gamesmen. Similarly, games were popular in Mesopotamia and Harappa civilization too. So as you can see, in Mesopotamia and in Harappa civilization, in Egyptian civilization, in China, that is the Chinese civilization, board games were very famous. So just chess, snakes and ladder, ludo, these are all the ancient games. Next, many toys are found in the excavation of Harappan site. Excavation means when the digging of the sites were being done. Okay, they include whirls, whistles, rattles, bullock cart, animals and birds on wheels, etc. So as you can see on your screen, there were bullock carts, there were birds, rattles. You can see a small bullock cart, birds on the wheels. You had the rattle over here. You have the whistles which were being used. So different games, different toys which are made with clay or metallic, bronze or wooden objects were being used. Not only that, music and dance were also very important in early civilization. They were an essential part of celebrating a festival. So the Harappan people used to enjoy their time by listening to music or playing music and with all those cultural and ancient dance form. Today also we use this ancient dance form when we have various festivals or programs in your societies or even in the schools. These are some of the instruments which were being used by the ancient people. Now let us understand which were these instruments. Okay. In Mesopotamia, a string instrument known as balak, as you can see on your screen, a balak is a musical string instrument made of gold. It was named balak because it was found in the excavation at the city of Ur in Mesopotamia. The balak has 11 strings. Its height is approximately 2.1 meters. It dates back to about 2650 BC. Just see how old, how ancient this musical instrument is. It was found in the burial of a Mesopotamian queen. Her name was Phoebe, the name of the queen after she was died. This instrument was, she used to play this instrument, so along with her dead body, this instrument was also been buried in her burial, and when it was been excavated, when the earth was been digged out, they found out this instrument. Now let us see the other instruments which were being used by the people. Along with this is very important from the exam point of view. So the various instruments which were being used were like the Campbell, then you had the rattles, you have flute, bansuri, then you have various types of drums which were also being played. The Egyptian king was known as Pharaoh, Pharaoh Raja, you must have heard, okay, King Pharaoh. So the name of the Egyptian king was King Pharaoh. On the occasion of certain festivals and celebrations, the Pharaoh himself used to participate in the celebrations and dance. Now, the bronze image of a dancer, okay, on the bronze, on the metallic structure. So the bronze image of a dancer found in the excavation at Mohenjo-daro is evidence that dance was important in Harappa civilization as well. These are the different seals and figures and coins which were being used during the Harappan civilization. So, till now we have learned in brief about the history of human civilization from Stone Age to early civilization. Next year, we shall study in detail the Harappan civilization that developed in the Indian subcontinent. So, my dear students, with this, we come to the end of our lesson number 10, historic period. Along with this, we also come to the end of our final exam portion. So, for EVS 2, you have for your final exam, lesson number 6, lesson number 7, lesson number 8, lesson number 9 and lesson number 10. So, please go through your textbook, read the lesson, complete all your notes and be well prepared for your upcoming final exam. Thank you and take care.